So I'm just going to talk a little bit about the bullying as it is bullying week this week. So it actually started when I was in high school, and when it kind of continued when I was in college. And it was like a conflict to me because I was always studious and I wanted to be in school. But then what happened was that with the bullying, I didn't want to be in school anymore. So I used to try anything not to be there. And I like remember one time when I basically said to the teacher, I'm feeling sick. And even though I was fine, and then the teacher would come and give me tablets, and then I would have to take the tablets, which probably did make me sick actually. And the thing is that I think I was struggling to face up to the bullying as well. So it's kind of like when you're kind of a teenager as well, you're dealing with your feelings, you're dealing with your emotions, and for me, it's like knowing who to turn to. It can be very very difficult actually. And for me, I thought I couldn't tell my parents. I just felt it's like a burden. I didn't want to burden like anyone, so I kind of kept it to myself, and that suppression's not healthy. I can tell you that. So the more I started to learn about who am I, and the more I started to learn about myself, I started to realize that actually there's a lot of spiritual elements that can help me with this. So one could be, for example, I'm settling karmic accounts. I might have a karmic account with that soul. Not saying that it's right to be bullied because it's not, but just to have the awareness and the understanding there might be some karma there. And the main thing is not to blame yourself. How often do we get in situations and we start to blame ourselves, um and the main antidote for that is forgiveness. So forgiveness is a big thing, and it's not just forgiving the bully, for example, but it's forgiving myself. To forgive yourself means that because you've allowed yourself to get hurt, so you kind of forgive yourself because you kind of thought it was all right. It was all right to get bullied, it was all right to get hurt, so it's very important to forgive yourself. I think that's something that I'm still doing to this day. Actually, it's very hard to fully forgive yourself. So it's really about developing self-respect and love for myself again. One thing is, like I'm saying here, that I used to be very critical of myself, and the more respect we have for ourselves, the more we develop that loving inner voice that we need, and not to be critical, but to be more constructive, but to be more loving with ourselves. And one mantra that I use even to this day is that everything is good. Even when things are not going so good, but just say everything is good. What happened was good. What's happening now is even better. And what is to happen will be the best. Because what that means is you're sending a vibration out. And even though the situation might be challenging or troubling, by you saying everything is good, then vibrations can change that situation. So by our thoughts, we can change the situation, and that's what we want. So I think now would be a good time for me to perform one of my songs. It's Be Okay, and it's actually the bullying song. And just to give you a quick like background, this song I actually, when I got into like rap music, I actually went back to my old school where the bullying happened. And so we got like actors and everything. We got someone to play the teacher, but it's actually in my old school where it happened. It's very therapeutic. So I'll just perform that, but I'm gonna have the music video in the background so you can see it as well. Okay, let's go. Swallowed by your shadows and your lifeless eyes. I became your victim on countless times. I buried the old me. I let myself die. Just wishing this would stop. Can't carry on with life. I didn't know where to go, didn't know where to turn, cause you broke me bit by bit. And I used to have hope. I used to pray that today the verbal abuse was like surgical tools. It caught me up so much. I was left hurting and bruised. I used to feel so scared, didn't know what to do. So I started faking it, which was a permanent excuse. He got my confidence and it was Pulled out my only hope and I was stripped. I'm battered, feeling worthless with no purpose. Couldn't feel no loving. My stomach so tight I couldn't tell no one nothing. But then remember, you're the don. You can't just quit. You're an individual. They can't tell you. Do something, scream, shout, put on the bravest faces. Face it. Don't do nothing and basically take it. With the little jokes, the little fibs, calling me names that would stick. Being pushed, I couldn't fight. Felt like you just taking my life. Spreading lies, feeling numb. Couldn't breathe in my lungs, controlling me, and I had no friends. Talking about this, but when will it end? Swallowed by the shadows and your lifeless eyes. I became your victim on countless times. I buried the old me. I let myself die. Just wishing this would stop. I can't carry on with life because I didn't know where to turn. Cause you broke me bit by bit, and I used to pray that today I was sweating every day, terrified, I felt afraid. My worst fear was going school through them silver gates. I was trying to get a career, my vision crystal clear, but the only living I made was living in fear. I couldn't tell my mom I used to be in denial, right? While everyone's socializing, having a wild time. Used to isolate myself, running out of lifelines. I remember the first time that I rang Childline. Skipping school, late slips piled like dirty dishes. Your words were so ambitious, I tried to nurse the stitches. Life was worth living, but it's eating me up. Had to speak or get tough, something needed to be done. Cause bullies are cowards, secretly taking your powers. And I refuse to be abused, and with belief you can't lose. Calling me a loser till I was about to lose it. But the truth is you was the one with the biggest bruises. Yo, when you're towering over me, had this power then over me, controlling me uncontrollably, destroying me mentally, emotionally, obeying you like you're owning me. That ain't how life's supposed to be. Try to put hold of me openly, socially totally broken me. Swallowed by your shadows and your lifeless eyes. I became your victim on countless times. I buried the old me. I let myself die. Just wishing this would stop. Can't carry on with life. I didn't know where to go. Didn't know where to turn. Cause you broke me bit by bit. And I used to pray that today everything will be okay. You tried to take me down. Nearly break. You tried to break me. Nearly take me out. You tried to break me down. Nearly take me out. You tried to break me down. Tell me it's all gonna be okay. All gonna be okay. Tell me it's all gonna be okay. All gonna be okay. Tell me it's all gonna be okay. All gonna be okay. Tell me it's all gonna be okay. Be okay. Swallowed by your shadows and your lifeless eyes. I became your victim on countless times. I buried the old me. I let myself die. Just wishing this would stop. Can't carry on with life. I didn't know where to go. Didn't know where to turn. Cause you broke me. You pray that today everything will be okay. Be okay. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, so it's really nice to perform that, especially sitting down is a bit difficult because I would just want to like stand up and move around really.